All right, let's see what's happening over here. All right, let's see what's happening over here. All right, let's take a quick step back. We're in the middle of the, was it the 150 macro? Let's take a step back here. We'll start with the daily candle. So we are, as ICT pointed out multiple times over the last few weeks, I believe it was. I don't catch everything he says, but he was pointing out this SIBI when we were back down here, and then pointing out that we're going from one to the next on these daily SIBIs. So where are we now, and what's next? So today I see we opened, we went higher, we went lower than higher, and then coming back lower. Let's drop back down to the, I think we're looking like we're probably coming down to the relatively equal lows down here. Let's drop down to lower time frames, and I don't want to miss this move here. Let's go to the 15.5. Okay. All right, so I've been watching this and got some good trades already. From catching, some of the move here a couple of times, and then I was busy with something and just came back to the screen. But looking here, let's look at the 15 minute. 15 minute, we've got buy side, we've got the high of the day or high of the week, for a while. It's been a while since we've been up there, months. We've got a BISI over here. This beige background here is a 4-hour inversion for value gap. That is a bullish inversion for value gap. I'm actually going, whoops. So I'm actually going to, let's move that up so we're not seeing it on the 15 minute. Yeah, that's cleaner here. So we have all this wicking down here, a lot of wicking down here. We've got a reclaimed SIBI on the 15 minute from a while back, a few days ago, actually last Thursday, almost a week ago. So it's been a reclaimed SIBI that we've found support on. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have here? So we have this push upwards over here. So this dealing range that we've had so far today, where we got the 1 minute on the left over there. Just want to see what's happening or about to happen. I mean, I think we're going lower. I just don't know if we're retracing first. Let's see if we retrace. So 15 minute, we have this dealing range, which we've come back down. Like if we're going to come down and retrace, so we're certainly in consequent encroachment. I'm not going to measure that right now, but let's come out to the hourly. There we go. I'm going to go short.
Order filled.
Take a small short over there. And I think my target is going to be 887.5. Or around there. I don't know if we're going to go all the way there. I might get out before that, but we're still in the 150 macro, right? 2 p.m. is in a minute. What I was going to get at is, like, if we look at this dealing range, which is a parent dealing range that we would see on, we'd see on a higher time frame here, from this wick down to that wick up there, and we're definitely in premium. We're definitely due for a retracement, certainly to around there. 882 and a quarter. Still have a way to go. Don't know if we're going to come all the way down there, but I think it's likely, and I'd like to be prepared for that. I'm going to go right to where we have the relatively equal load line there. All right, so we just started a new 15-minute candle. It's a good chance we're going even lower, very good chance. But part of the discipline I need to work on is taking profits and not trying to take everything, not always waiting for the biggest move. But even down over here, we have, this is from pre-market, was this? Yeah, 8 o'clock when Trump announced a deal with China. Price went nuts. I think this was 720. I don't remember what this might have just been a regular market movement. Now we've taken out this low over here. We're in this BISI. We did not yet take out this low. I'm just going to keep an eye on this because we might, we might come close and then start to retrace, and I'll just take the profit.
Order filled.
Okay, nice win. Took 1 micro, 77.5 points. That was good. Good for me. This account is up $467 today, which is nice. Didn't do so well on another couple accounts where I was not being so disciplined. And fell into some bad habits, and working hard to be rid of those bad habits. So let's see. All right, let's go back to the 60-minute. So I think this is our main dealing range here. Let's go to the 240, which is 240 minute, which is 4 hours. All right, so I see this as like the main dealing range currently. If we put that as 1 day, all right. If we're looking at the daily, right, so it'll be from down here, Thursday low, till today's high. And if we draw a fib on that, so we've got, let's put an OTE setting. Whoop, it doesn't show on the daily. I have to change the settings there. But, and we're in the silver bullet hour, so I really probably could have caught a bigger move, but we'll see. Maybe we'll get back in. I don't know. We're in premium. We've got 50% over here. Let me go to OTE settings and change that so we can see it on the daily. So we probably see it on the weekly as well. It's really, but all right. So we're still in premium. Let's go back to 15-minute. All right. Yep. Definitely could have stayed in the trade, but that's okay. At this point, my discipline is taking profits. Eventually, I'll be able to go back to letting profits run. Now we're coming into the opening range gap from June 10th, which was yesterday. And right below that, we have an opening range gap of June 6th, which is all this. So I don't know if we're going to run right all the way down here or what. I didn't mark off a lot of things on today's chart. I was busy. So I don't have today's first presented for value gap marked off, but maybe we can do that. Let's go look for that. Actually, by now we should have two of them. We should have the morning session first presented for value gap and the afternoon session first presented for value gap. Let's see what we can find. So where's 9:30? Is around, there we go, it's 9:31. So that looks like right there, 9:31 would be our first presented fair value gap for today. That's a SIBI. And I'm not going to keep it on the hour. I'll keep it on the hourly and see how that looks. We're going to call it SIBI first presented for value gap. It's 9:31. Extend to the right, and for the first presented for value gap, I like to make the border a little bit more distinct from other fair value gaps, just so that it's it stands out. Okay, so what we've done is we've come down here and we've swept liquidity below this low and this low and that low, and we've come into this bullish fair value gap over here, which is a 1 hour reclaimed bullish for value gap. Let's go back to the 1 hour. And so far we've might be repeating this pattern of wicking down and then climbing back up, right? Wicking down, climb back up, right? Made a new high, higher high, wick down, came back up, a higher high. We didn't wick down as much after the high this time, but we did on the way up. And then a new high, and then wicking back down. Question is if this is just a retracement before dropping further. I wouldn't be surprised if it is, because we've moved up nicely over the last week or so, right? Let's say from Thursday evening session, right? 6 p.m. Thursday we opened up, and we've pretty much been going higher for a week. So if we were to retrace to, let's say this is equilibrium of the dealing range, I think that's on the higher time frame, that certainly wouldn't be surprising, right? But on its own, that's not enough for us to decide that. Now, this is a bullish inversion 4 hour for value gap. We just started a new 4 hour candle, so I guess it's too soon to take that off. But I am going to move it up so it's only visible on the hourlies. And what else we have here? Whoops. All right. I do not have today's opening range gap marked off. I don't know if we've already filled it or what. So this is today's. Oh wow, it's also below us. No, that's Friday. So where's today's? Is there one? Wednesday. Here we go. So this is the opening range gap, which we've already come into, significantly. So I'm not going to put that on the chart. New day opening gap. I also don't yet have on the chart from yesterday. Yesterday, 6 p.m. All right, so there's wasn't much of a gap here either on the 15-minute time frame, but there still wasn't much of a gap, right? Between the close of this candle and the open of that candle, I'm not going to put that down either. But previous opening range gaps are below us. That's definitely true. We have what certainly looks like some kind of balanced price range. Our first presented for value gap of the morning session is above us. I forgot. Let's look for the 1:30 first presented for value gap. So 1:30 p.m. first presented for value gap is that around here. It's 1:43. Where's 1:30? 1:30 is up over here. So is this the first presented for value gap of the afternoon session, the PM session? 1:32. 1:30. Yeah, it looks like that's what it would be. It's quite small. I haven't carefully studied all of the criteria, the rules, so I'm just going to assume that I'm doing this to learn. I'm not doing this to get everything right. And got the SIBI, and that's going to be also SIBI first presented for value gap at, what is that, 1332, and I'm going to have it extend to the right border. I don't remember exactly what I did on the other one. Something like that. Okay. And we should extend it up to include the volume imbalance. All right, so we've got both of those above us. I highly doubt we're going all the way back up there, but who knows? We've seen crazier things. All right, back to 15-minute, just to get a sense of lay of the land here. Okay, so we came down, put in a low over here. We did not take out this low. We did take out several other lows. So let's clean this up here. Have this 15-minute reclaimed bullish for value gap. I think that my theory, let's get this off the chart. This is also, actually, this is the daily, what's this? Oh, this is the dealing range, okay? So we're going to, that high, do we need to see that here? It's just adding clutter here. Yeah, we're not, let's move that. That was daily, right? Daily, 4 hours SIBI. Okay, let's take that off for now. All right, price is curling back down. Let's go down to the 5-minute and get a closer look at what's going on here. So we've inverted this 5-minute BISI. Inverted the 5-minute BISI. Put a minus there for bearish inversion, 5 or 5-minute. And we come back up, and so far we're respecting it in the sense that we're falling short of it, but we haven't kind of wicked into it and then come back off. So we'll see. We've also, actually at the same time, this is also, oh, this is a 15-minute SIBI reclaimed, but we're on the 5-minute, so I'm not going to keep that over here on everything right now. Let's just get rid of anything that's clutter. All right, moving back down here. Do I want to get back in this trade? I do.
Order filled.
What's my target? Well, at the very least, we can get 25 points if we're going back to this low, right? Let's go back to 15-minute. All right, so that's the low that we made just a few minutes ago. If you come back down to this low, that's 25 points right there. About, is it? Yeah, almost 23 points or so. But I think it's likely that if we're going there, we're probably going down to here. So I am going to move it lower. See, what do we have here? Is this 15-minute? What time frame are we on? Yeah. Let's go to 30 minutes. We can see a little further out. I want to target something that's not too far away, but not too close. It'll be about another $70 or so if we go for here, but I think that we can target. All right, the June 10th opening range gap high, or regular trading hours high, is there, and here's the low. You know what? I'm going to go to the bottom of the June 10th opening range gap low, which is really right above the June 6th high and low. So that just gives me a target that's 50 points. So that would be $100. It's just under $100 if we hit it. 50 points is a nice move, and based on the action we have here, looks quite likely we're going to get that. And could be we keep running all the way down here for a big move all the way down, or it could be that we stop short, let's say by this intermediate term high, intermediate term low, and retrace back upwards, in which case I'll take some profit. That reminds me, let's put something on. Or we go even lower. I think we're going even lower, but I'm going to take my profit. I'm going to go a little bit lower to June's 6th high. We're still above 50% of the dealing range. Okay, this is why I need to learn to take profits, because sometimes we retrace and then I lose all that profit, and I need to just learn to take it. So I'm going to move this down, at least to capture a chunk of it. Looks like we're going to, I don't know, 50-50 that we just drop. Looks really heavy. Another $40 in this remaining bit over there. Here we go. All right, took it off. I don't want to.
Order filled.
We definitely came down to the June 6th high. So that was a $93.50 profit. This is nice. Nice. Very nice. All right. Okay. We came back down. So we filled in the June 10th opening range gap. See, when I'm patient and wait for good price action, I do really well. So when I'm impatient and I try to force things or worry that I'm going to miss a move, that's when I mess up, and that's not good. So that's what we're working on here. Now we can take this off. I think we could take off about this opening range gap. I mean, even if we revisit it, I probably would use other things for targeting. Probably. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I don't know. So we have some more lows over here. We've got this low over here. We've got previous day and intermediate term low from here, and another the day before that. That would be the Sunday. Okay, so Sunday or / Friday low, depending on where you like to count from. All right, so we came down. We're still above the mean consequent encroachment of this range, of the higher time frame range that we put up. Right. It's quite likely that we're going down to optimal trade entry between 62 and 79%. So that would put us down. That's another 100 points from lower. I don't know if we're going to drop straight into it. It's possible. That's 70 points just to this low. Again, we've certainly seen movements like that before. So what are we in the hourly here? This is some quite nice amount of movement here. But if we were to keep going, even that is just quite. That's quite a big move without retracement. I've seen bigger moves without retracement. I just don't know what's going to happen now. I'm guessing we're due for a retracement. Is my mic record? Yeah, I hope there's audio here. Hope audio is coming through. I'm guessing we're due for a retracement. Okay, let's see what we notice now. Yeah, I hope there's audio here. All right, 15-minute. Hope audio is coming through. This reclaimed bearish SIBI actually was. I'm guessing we're due for. It had been reclaimed, but then it was actually inverted. I didn't properly label that earlier. Okay, it was inverted once we used it for support. So that was actually a bullish inversion that we closed below. This or did I just update this after we closed below it? I don't think so. So regardless, it's currently correctly labeled. It had been reclaimed, but then it was actually inverted. I didn't properly label that earlier. Okay, let's go to the 5-minute. I want to look to see if where it's likely that we're going. Like if we're just retracing, we just retraced to this order block, this 5-minute order block. Maybe the 5-minute order block. Regardless, order block to change in the state of delivery. Right, close below there. Actually inverted. Bearish order block. Okay, literally came right up, right short of it, and stops. But we might go. If we go into the if we're just mean threshold of the order block, about halfway to this order block, this 5-minute order block, and then that could still be considered respecting it. We do have this 5-minute SIBI here. We've got 2.5 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. Bearish order block. Okay, literally came right up, right short. We could move up and come right back down. We do have this wick here, mean threshold of the order. In terms of this dealing range, that we're well below 50%, well below. We do have this 5-minute SIBI here. We've got 2.5 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. Bearish order block. Okay, literally came right up, right short. We could move up and come right back down. We do have this wick here, mean threshold of the order. In terms of this dealing range, that we're well below 50%, well below. We do have this 5-minute SIBI here. We've got 2.5 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. Bearish order block. Okay. I just realized why you hear me twice. I had my desktop audio on. Should be fixed. All right, playing around here, learning. Okay, so we're coming back up. We can probably catch 10-point move, like right from here up till there. And I would look at that. I'm not going to do that. 47 up to 57, right? Quick 10 points. Quick 10-point scalp on this market maker buy model here, where we're coming down. Where's the? Oh yeah, right back. This is the bearish order block line right there, and we're probably going to go at least into it before continuing lower. I wouldn't be surprised if we go even higher, perhaps up to this inverted for 5-minute over here. What do we see on the 15-minute? So we would have to see, we have another 5 minutes before we know the size of this SIBI, which presumably will remain open as a SIBI at least, for the next 5 minutes. But it might come all the way up to, let's see, this 5-minute inversion. I want to see that on the 15-minute so I can see where it overlaps. All right, so we might come back up here over the next 5 minutes. Let's see. Let's go on to 3-minute candle. Left side is 30 seconds currently. See how the 15-second looks. It's too much detail there. Don't need all that. See, we have like this would be a retracement back up above this high, right? Which is over here, this high. Maybe we don't even come all the way up, but we come up to the top of the opening of this leg. How many points do we have there? About 15. I think that's very likely, but I'm not going to take it because I've won some of those and lost some of those, but that would be an external range liquidity to internal range liquidity, and those are more tricky to target. That's why if I do that, I usually will take something small, go for something small, but I just don't know if we're going to make it all the way there, and then I could end up losing, 10 points very easily. So, or 15. Well, there you go. So we might come back down over here onto this 30-second order block, right, or low time frame, and then go back up. Or what we've done is we've come into the 5-minute order block, bearish order block, right? We've come wicked up into it, and then we might close lower down. And if we close below this, putting in another order block, that is a propulsion block, I think, my understanding. I don't know. Does that mean like a propulsion block, we're likely to keep going much lower? Does it matter if propulsion block is in premium or discount? In this case, we're still in premium. Yeah, we're still well in premium, right? That's the, let's make that a little thicker so we can see, right? Back to 15, back to 5. 5 minutes is giving me clarity on this, what's going on over here for in terms of what to do or not to do. So that'd be interesting. Like if we come up and close above this order block, then it could be that we're seeing the beginning of a retracement, perhaps back up to high of day before the end of the day. I don't know. We are in the silver bullet hour, so we've seen a big drop. Let's see, where's 2 o'clock? Let's go to the 1 minute here. 2 minutes. I've got my macros marked off. You can see that in the 2 minute, right? So 2 o'clock started over there. That's 2 o'clock. All right, but started to move down prior to 2 o'clock. So it could very well even be that I mean, we might just see a push upwards, big retracement. We've got all this low resistance liquidity above us. I don't know where we're going to end up today, right? We had CPI today. We have PPI tomorrow. If we're looking at a bullish weekly candle, like if that's the goal, right? And if today we retraced and then push up, then we'd end up the week higher, right? We've got today, Wednesday, and then there's also Thursday and Friday. It can end up still higher. I don't know. I don't think I'm very good yet at predicting next, what the weekly or daily candles are going to look like. I seem to be decent on these lower time frames to some degree. When we get to the higher time frames, I don't have enough either understanding and or experience. All right, so on the 5 minute here, we wicked up into this 5 minute bearish order block. and it looks like we're probably going lower. If we close below this and we put in, this is another 5-minute bearish order block and indicates very likely continuation. Oh, interesting. We have 4 minutes left to this 5-minute candle. So if I wait for that candle to close, I think we're probably going to run away without us. So I'm going to go now targeting the external range liquidity right below us for a small trade. I don't want to really risk giving back a lot of what I've already earned today. But now this is an internal range liquidity to external range at the bottom of this low that we put in not too long ago. But even that, it's a big, I mean, it's not big. It's, yeah, well, okay, there we go. See, probably would have been better off waiting for the 5-minute candle there. Just gave back $100. All right. Okay. $97. Look like a genius when you make it. A little bit less so when you lose it. But I'm going to go with that we're going higher now. And I'm going to take a quick scalp here. 20 points up to there. I've got 3 micros. 4 micros. I'm going to take one off at break even there. And I think we've got 3 micros. We got 3 cells over there. That should, if that's a clean run up there, if that happens, which takes us right up to the bottom of this, then we'll make back the $100 plus about another 50, I think. And now we're also, it's internal, we've proven that we're not going lower, and now this would be an external range liquidity. Sorry, I'm pointing at the other screen. This is now like an external range liquidity. We've come down, come up, come down. We're up, let's see if we make it all the way up there. Definitely don't want to give it back. I think we're going to make it. I lowered the target for one of those. The 1 minute is clear there. Put in stop losses there just in case we get out of break even. We can get back in. All right, so that was about break even between the small losses and a small win. I'm going to look for another re-entry here. Let's keep the 15-second. Watching that 15-second there, right? We have the SIBI open. Let's see if we close above it, including these volume imbalances, or if we're going to go lower first. $8.97. All right, put in 2 micros for 20 points each, hopefully. So it's not as big a move as we would have caught prior, but it will bring us back 80 and not even 20 points. Moving it up a little bit, maybe we'll get the I think it's likely again because of we have another open 15-minute up there. Let's see. So we took out the high to the left here, over there. Now you see why I say I need to work on taking profits and keeping them, right? This is what I mean. Let's see. All right, at least we put in the stop losses there, so we shouldn't lose more. Brought it down for $36 on that candle. On that contract, that is. Let's take off one of the stop losses. So look at the 5-minute SIBI there. My take profit is at the top of the 5-minute SIBI. Move it actually even a little bit higher, because if we're going to go through it, we're going to go through it. Interesting. We just came up. I'm taking profit. Okay, that's what I need to learn to do. I see we just came up into the middle of the bearish inversion, and I don't want to risk giving back what I just brought in, and that was a good move so far. We might keep going higher or not. Let's see. But All right, so the high profit for this account was 560, and now we're at 524. So we're about $25 short, which is way better than 110 or 15, whatever that was. No, sorry, $35 short. And we're just kind of, we certainly don't have a lot of momentum right now in the move. So, okay, I'm happy with how I took profit, happy with tape reading and how I'm analyzing this. What I definitely could have done better was not lose $100 on this. I think I should have been able to keep that loss lower, but I think I got in short when I shouldn't have. As I recall, I said, like, oh, I'll wait for the 5-minute candle, might miss the whole move, so I dropped and looked at it on a lower time frame. Let's actually go to a lower time frame and see. All right, this is the lower time frame here. Here's 1 minute. Let's go to the 5-minute here so I can see them both side by side. So this candle, I think, is probably where I got in, or was it this one? Let's pull up the, whoops. Executions. Let's take that off. Okay, so the short that didn't go well was here. Sold 2 contracts at 8.7, one at 8.17 and one at, oh, that's interesting. No, it was one contract. So the first sale, the high one at 8.72, that was closing out this long. That was a nice profit. That was a previous profit. Hold on, actually, I'm looking on the Tradeovate screen, which would have this better. No, it wasn't. 1 second. 9:31 p.m. Okay, yeah, the $100 profit was, or 93.5. That ended at 17, right? That was from here to here. Then okay, here we go. 30-second, you could see it. Then I went short, literally at the bottom. Okay, so that is at 8.17 1/4, and then covered that at 8.66. So yeah, that's close to 50 points. All right, 8.17 1/4. It was just under $100. All right, looks like we're going higher now, but I'm busy analyzing previous trades. So let's see, how can I have, what did I do wrong? Well, I jumped in, went short. Right, I went short at 8.17, which is down there at, I wish I would leave the little arrow there, near the bottom of that wick, and then got out long near the top of the candle. That's right, so this is all in 1 or 2 minutes. This is a 2-minute candle here. Let's go to 1 minute. All right, yeah, all in a 1-minute candle actually, right? 8.17 1/4 is where we went short. So why was that a really bad idea? Well, I guess I was looking for justification. On the 1 minute, I guess you could find a justification, right? In bearish order flow. And we just come down here. Sorry, the sell was all the way at the bottom there. Right, we had this bearish leg lower, which closed below this leg higher, but I think on the 1 minute, it just wasn't convincing enough. And even on the 2-minute, you see how that's not. You could just see how that wasn't. Yeah, I needed to have waited for more proof. Let's see here. That is see, because even on the 2-minute, we didn't wait for a 2-minute candle to close. And yeah, so my mistake was really emotional in not wanting to lose out on catching the move lower. So I don't think my target probably wouldn't have brought me $100, but the loss did. That was a big range candle. I mean, that was quick. It's good I'm only using one contract. Yeah, it was 50 points on a 2-minute on a 1-minute candle, right? We saw the whole thing was less than a minute. So 40, 41. No, this is not accurate. It's got the magnet on and it's messing things up. This candle. Candle's over 55 or 56 points. Okay. Very interesting. Okay, so that's a lesson to remember here is when I'm unsure if we're going higher or lower. Well, it's a little hard to complicate, right? We just had I was suspecting a retracement. I've been looking at it, the 5-minute. Been looking at let's see. All right, so we'd had this bearish for value gap, bearish order block. We closed below it, making it a bearish for value gap. Then we turned around, came back up, and on this candle is where I was thinking that, oh, maybe we're going to close lower. Then this candle, we started wicking lower. I got short at the worst possible time, right? Pretty much near the bottom. Because I didn't want to wait, so I switched from 5 minutes to a lower time frame. I was afraid I'd lose the move if I let it go, which was a mistake. So I dropped to the 1 minute. Based on the 1 minute, I justified it, but it didn't justify. Even the 2-minute didn't justify, as we just saw. Now, we did end up retracing back up, as I said I thought we would. Remember, I marked this off because it overlapped. Well, it was there, but I wanted to see how it overlaps with the 15-minute time frame. And over here, I was quite sure we would come all the way back up there because even, we still could leave this open if we're going lower. And we have another 15-minute SIBI up there and this one over here in the middle of the range. So I figured it was very likely that we would retrace at least into the lower SIBI here. I'm going to take this back to take it off the 15, clean it up. So now let's put the magnet back on. From there to here we have yeah, we've retraced that. That also overlaps with equilibrium of the range. Excuse me. We may trace back up to here for for optimal trade entry. Maybe we'll do a little bit of a wick into this SIBI here, which overlaps with the optimal trade entry. And remember, on the higher time frame, we're still in premium. So I still think that in the bigger picture, we're likely to be, we should look for shorts. The bigger trades should be shorts, anything that's long. As long as we're below 79% of this range, I would think that any long should be very, very tight, very tightly managed. I wouldn't necessarily think that at this point, they're very high probability. Again, that would be qualified as an external range to internal range, because we'd be coming from a retracement on the outside of this leg into the inside of this leg here. And if that's confusing, what's called external, what's called internal, I totally get it. Took me a while to wrap my head around it as well, but I find it to be a very useful frame. All right. I might be stopping now. It's getting late here. This account is up $524.12 on the day. That's pretty good. I'd like to do that on a regular basis, and I'll be fine. All right, we're going to end the stream.